Hey, everybody. I'm up very early, Roy. I We went to bed about 9 o'clock during the worst of the storm. Shut down the generator, conserve fuel, and then I got up at 3 our time, and then fired the generator back up. More for the koi than anything else because they have to have oxygen. Get the air pumps working on it, and circulation pumps back running on the koi pond. And so I decided to do a pop-up live stream. Yeah, it's technically morning, the early morning hours. The eye passed just east of us, um, and I mean it was a howling for about 6 hours. Uh, Although I slept through most of it, I woke up intermittently to a bang and crash here and there, and I've done a walk around the house outside. Everything appears to be okay. Things are blowing around quite a bit. Um, but we'll see what morning brings. So we got Roy and JD, got the West Coasters on. Yeah, crazy winds and the tidal surge down in the Punta Gorda, Fort Myers area was crazy. I've got a friend down in Naples, and he's underwater. He's got a foot of water in his house. So, and that it won't recede anytime soon. So once it comes up over the land, um, it um, once it comes up over the land there acts as a dike, and it's got to find natural drainage out, and that takes a long time. So yeah, last night before I went to bed when I was live streaming, um, uh, I showed a map of where I am and Nisi and where Tom and Kevin Check and Jim Tedesco all are, and basically Jim Tedesco and Tom live over in Sebring, and Nisi and I are on the east side of Tampa Bay. Nisi and I are about 6 miles apart, And so whatever I got is going to be similar to what she got, substantially similar. And basically, the eye came up right in between us. Now, Tom and Jim Tedesco are were on the east side of the eye, which is much worse. So let's switch my feed back. Some of you may have seen this yesterday. Surf's up, man. Yeah, the other side of it's funny because across the lake behind me, let me change pictures. All right, that's looking out back in the screen room, but you can look across the lake, and they got power. Which is surprising. You know, we've got all buried power lines here, so having a localized outage is pretty unlikely. But yep, there we go. We got a local outage, which will be one of the. I can't see them restoring it anytime soon. So I have to go fill up my gas cans today. And I had let's see, 20 gallons of gas, 5 in the generator, and then 3 5-gallon cans. And they're each good for about 6 hours or so under a pretty good sized load. And right now we don't have everything turned on. I've got the generator hooked up to a 10 circuit switch. I can run everything in the house with the exception of 220. So I don't have any air conditioning, but I do have a portable AC unit out here in the train room. But then again, I don't really need it because it's 68 degrees out there right now. 66 degrees. That's the coolest it's been since April. Hey, hi. Night, JD. When the going here's my new motto. When the going gets rough, run trains. There's the front, out in front of the garage. You'd be surprised how many texts and phone calls I got from neighbors. Yeah, hi. I grabbed about 6 hours of sleep from about 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock this morning. I won't say I slept through all of that because a lot of banging and stuff going on, howling winds, etc. But at some point, you just got to get some sleep. Plus, I turned the generator off, so I had a choice: get some sleep or sit in the dark. Yes, 4 o'clock, 4 a.m. Hi. Yeah, Roy, 1 a.m. I can't remember the last time I was awake at 1 a.m. other than getting up and peeing. I have not heard anything from Tom since last night around, what was it, 8:30? He was doing a live stream. Last night, little girl from next door comes running over. She says, "My dad wants to know if you have power or if you have a generator." I said, "A generator." Everybody, it was funny. Everybody's sitting out in their cars last night charging their phones. Well, the I high went a little west of them. It went between his place and mine. But yeah, the storm went over him. Went over me too. I mean, the storm was like 400 miles wide. I don't think we got as much rain as what they were calling for. They were calling in our area for 20 to 25 inches of rain, and I just didn't see it. Yeah, technically a category 4, but it was only like 3 miles per hour. Last I saw, anyway, it was only like 3 miles per hour under being a category 5. And they said it'll be one of the top 5 worst in Florida's history. There's like 1.7 million people without power right now. And it'll be, the linemen are probably already out working, because once the winds die down below 45 miles per hour, all right, then they can send their high profile vehicles out. In other words, the trucks. They restore emergency services, etc. Yeah, Irma had almost the same track. Irma was probably offset to the south by 40, 50 miles. All right. And the difference is Irma may have been more powerful. I'm not sure. But Ian hit more densely populated areas. With Irma, there was very little effect on the Tampa Bay area. And with Ian, all right, Tampa Bay is it wasn't a direct hit, but there's a lot of damage throughout the Bay Area. I sit 6 miles from the bay inland and about 20, 30 miles actually from the Gulf. We're not in a evacuation area. There's 5 evacuation areas, A through E, and we're not in any of those. We sit high enough that we don't have to evacuate due to flooding anyway. Now, they were worried that with the 20 to 25 inches of rain that there would be what they call freshwater flooding. All right. Now, luckily, with the storm passing south of us, the prevailing winds were pulling the water out to the Gulf, which means instead of pushing it into the bay, it was pulling it out of the bay. There's really cool video out there of seeing the bottom, all right, of Tampa Bay. The water receded so far that you could see the bottom of the bay in places. I have friends that were devastated by Irma. Lived in a town 30 miles east of Fort Myers, and the Irma passed, the eye passed right over their property, and they have 45 acres of subtropical vegetation and so forth, and there was tree down everywhere. And I spent 2 months after Irma down at their place with chainsaw and plumbing supplies. They have a bird sanctuary for exotic tropical birds, and it was a mess. How deep is the bay? Well, it depends on what part. The parts they were showing weren't very deep. Okay, but the bay is deep enough. It's a port, so you're getting ocean-going vessels in there. It's not a deep water port. Okay, it can't take super tankers and things like that, but it can take ocean-going ships. There's cruise ships that come in and out of Tampa. As Lynn McCurdy knows, he's taking a cruise out of Tampa in November. What's that song? Sitting in the dock of the bay. Friend of mine sent me an excerpt out of REO Speedwagon. I think it's REO Speedwagon song, "Riding the Storm Out." Huh. I got a caboose that keeps coming on coupled. Yeah, it's the winds have died down. All right, it's pretty much past us. Just waiting for sunrise so I can go out and see what my roof looks like. I've got a little shed alongside the house. It was blown off of its foundation, but that's easily fixed. The building codes down here have really been strengthened over the years. All right, I lost my caboose again. I don't know where or why. Huh. We'll see you tonight. Later, Roy. Watch some trains for a bit. Weather's boring. Thanks, Hi. Huh, got a camera down. I can fix that. Whoopsie. All right, now I should be able to start that camera. Hey, OTR. Yeah, we weathered the storm. Hi, I do have a schedule. The train, I do not have block detection, so they do not run automatically. But I do have a schedule so that it shuffles through the different freights and moves. It gives me the trains to move, to do switching by, and so forth. Yeah, the Koi weathered the storm. We lost power about 4 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday. fired up the generator, ran the generator to about 9 o'clock last night, and shut it down. And the generator is primarily for two purposes. A, to run the koi pond, all right, but B, also to run the refrigerators, because it'll only stay cool in those for so long, and then you start losing food, which can be a major investment. So anyway, ran until about 9 o'clock last night, long enough so I could be on the Caboose Stop Hobbies sale. When it was over, I started buttoning things up and going to bed, and listening to the boom and bangs all night long. The winds a howling. Woke up about 3 this morning, fired the generator back up. All right, and again for the koi and for the refrigerator freezers. And here in about an hour or so, I'll shut everything down again. And that's simply to conserve gasoline, because I don't know how long the gas stations are going to be closed. And I've burned through about 8 gallons so far, 8 of my 20 gallons. But that was primarily because we had it everything up and running yesterday afternoon for an extended period of time. We will cycle it more, have it on for 2 hours and off for 4 throughout the day, unless I can get more gas. And whenever I can pop on, I'll pop on live, maybe get some shots outside, dash cam video, if I can make it out to a gas station that would be open. I got a hunch most are going to be closed till Friday. But it's nice to run trains as a distraction. Yeah, I used to have a big inverter I'd hook up to the car, all right, to run air pumps for the koi pond. But I wanted something a little bigger that I could run the house with. So I got invested in the generator 5 years ago. Then I put a transfer switch, a 10-circuit transfer switch, hooked up to the power box, circuit breaker box. So I just switch from line to generator, fire up the generator, and then just start switching the circuits over. Keep it balanced from one side to the other. Yeah, I was. If we look at the, if we go back and look at the screen room, as you look out there, you look across the lake, and they've got power over there, and but our side is dark. All the neighbors were out in their cars last night charging their cell phones. The little girl from next door came over, and her dad wanted to know if we have power or a generator, and I said a generator. So yeah, I'm glad that I invested the money 5 years ago in the generator and the transfer switch. And what I normally do is I fill up my gas cans at the beginning of hurricane season, which is first week of June, and then at the end of November, if I've got any gas left in those cans, I put them in the cars. That way, I'm not. The gas is always fresh, so to speak. Let's go back to this one. I'm going to go ahead and park the trains. I've had my storm distraction. That bi-level commuter train looks so cool with the lighted cars and the people, the passengers inside. I joked on Facebook that I had my survival supplies ready, and I put a picture of my bar up. Funny thing is, I didn't even have a drink. Alrighty then. My phone's had to quit running trains because my throttle's about dead. Yeah, hi. I got plenty of water. I always have to chuckle. I just don't get it. When there's a storm, one of the first things everybody goes out and buys is bottled water. Okay, and I just sit there and go, huh? Why? Most water supplies are safe. They have backup generators at the pumping stations. So I don't worry about buying bottled water. I've got 10,000 gallons in the koi pond. All I have to do is boil it. Okay. So and that water is cleaner than any freshwater lake, probably in the entire state of Florida. So yeah, I don't worry about the water. Need some more coffee. That's the real purpose of the generator. You can brew coffee. Yeah, they always suggest you have a battery powered radio. That's another survival supply. Again, with a generator. The biggest problem was last night, we were on our TV channel of choice. Well, they lost power. So we went over to another channel. They lost power. Went to a third channel. They lost power. Finally, there's one station still on here in Tampa Bay, WFLA. So absolutely OTR. Absolutely. Hot coffee, cold beer. My fraternity brothers text me, and a guy I haven't seen in 20, 25 years said, stay safe. And I told him, I said, Rick, I'm not the young wild man of our college days. I said, you can bet I'll be staying safe. Here's a fun fact for you, OTR. Might be on a future quiz. I held the record in my fraternity house for consecutive nights passed out on the front lawn of the fraternity house. I want to guess how many nights that was? Switch the camera. Oh, I'm playing with the wrong camera. Never mind. Anybody that watches this later, you can put your guesses in the comments. If anybody gets it, I'll reply to them. Anybody gets it right. Let's switch over. I can't remember which camera I want. Nope, not that one. There I am. Well, I've been on a little over 45 minutes, so I'm gonna cut this off, and I'll probably come back on mid-morning with some shots of damage outside. Hopefully not at my house. All right. So hi, and OTR, thanks for joining me, and we'll see y'all later. All right. Take care.